Round 2, and unfortunately, the Nomad is first. Okay, they're going there. They're going to take a Megalith action. Arrows show they want to go to the rightmost spot and the bottommost spot. And that action that they just covered up means that they're going to reveal one animal, and then they're going to take an animal. And the animal that they take, they really want to make sets of animals. And currently in the hunting grounds, there's only one that matches that description, so they'll take that one. Now keep in mind, you never move the animals that are on the hunting ground. You never change their location. The second action that they're going to do is just bury a card. Okay, it's our turn, and we have a massive number of cards, including quite a few culture cards. And I definitely want to play this one. We're going to spend a tool to take a monolith, and I really want that food spot. Get 2 food. Now remember, we can play another culture card if we want. Just for every one that we play after the first, we have to discard a card from our hand. Well, that's no problem. So I do want to play a second culture card, and we'll just discard this tribesman. That's just going to give us 2 tools and a food. Beautiful. And now I want to migrate. That's what that action's called. So let's see here. We definitely want to spend 2 tools to put out 2 tents. We may want to do more. Not sure yet. We're also going to need, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need 4 labor, and we're going to need 3 food, which we have. So we don't want to spend any food. So let's play our brave. That's 2.5. That's 1.5. So that would be the 4 that we need right there. And then we could spend a tool to get 1.5 more, but we may not even want to do that. We may want to hold on to our tools. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we got 4 labor there. We'll spend it to move our tents like that. So we'll come down here. We're going to spend our 3 food, 1, 2, 3, and get out another village. And the best part of doing that is we're denying the Nomad that spot, which they have their tents prepared to take. And then because we were the first to do this, we get to place another tent and move it. I'll move it there for now, and then we'll sort of swing it down there. Okay, there we go. That worked out fantastically well. Ooh, okay. Taking that spot. Wants to get a sacred stone. This time they do have the tools to take it, and it looks like they want to take the rightmost one. Remember, because we're in the second round, they can only take from those first 4. And honestly, that is a shame because I really wanted that one. So they're going to spend a tool and a food. They get to place it here, and you can see here you get a little special ability. They get to bury a card. Okay, second thing, they're going to take a culture card. Looks like rightmost, bottommost. That is this one. Oh, and now they're going to take another sacred stone. You can see here it's going to cost 2 food and a tool, which they have. Again, rightmost. Man. And this time they get to take a tribe card into their discard pile. Again, anytime they would do that, instead they just get a tool. As shown right there. Okay, I have a slight dilemma here because that was the action I was going to take. So now the question is, do I wait, go hunting so I can get the bonus? The risk in doing that, though, is I really want that one particular sacred stone. So I think I need to go ahead and grab it while I can. So we're going to go ahead and go there. We're going to use our chief because that gets us 2 food when she takes that action. Whoops, but before we do that, I have to play a culture card if I want. And I did want to play this one. That's going to get us a tribe card into our discard pile and a tool. I think I want a Pathfinder, actually. Okay, I don't want to play any more culture cards. And now I do want to play the Crafter, because when this is played while you're taking this action, you get an extra labor. So that's giving 2 labor. Definitely want a 3rd labor, because I do want to take a culture card. So we have 3 labor. We can get 1 card. I could spend food to do it, but I don't want to. Yeah, I feel like I want this culture card. Let you discard a card in order to place a tent and then move it to and get a food. And that actually goes into our hand. And then we can take a sacred stone. You can see it's going to cost 1 tool and 1 food. And I definitely want this one. This is actually going to give 2 points for each of your villages that touches that terrain type, the yellow terrain type. So that will give us 2 points at the end of each round. Not bad, not bad. And because we covered that up, you can see there, we do get that extra little bonus of being able to bury a card. Now, when you bury a card, you can bury it from your hand, the cards you've played, or your discard pile. I want to bury this tribesman. So these can go away. And that was our turn. Okay, final action. We know they're going to come here, because that was the last one that was empty. Going to get a random animal. Oh no. That set is coming along. Getting 2 culture cards. So this is the rightmost one, and then this is the rightmost one. And then they're putting 1 card into their Eclipse pile. There we go, nice and easy turn. Okay, our final turn. I do want to play that culture card. We can discard a card in order to place a tent and then get 2 moves. Ooh, or do I want to get that food down there? Yeah. There we go. 1, 2. And we get a food. Okay, so that leaves me with just another culture card that I don't want to play, and this tribeswoman in my hand. And I don't know what action I want to take. I don't know if I just don't want to rest. So, you get to draw a card, and you can tap one of your animals. We're going to tap this guy. Now, he is a wild. He can be used as a wild for creating sets, but it looks like we're not really worrying about the animals too much. So we're just going to use them for a special ability, which is 2 idols. I'm just going to move up the honor track for now. And there we go. Now I can build my Eclipse deck. This resting worker is giving us 1.5. I'm going to do the tribeswoman. She's also going to give us 1.5. Oh, here, let's discard this. So that's 3. We'll have 3 strength in the Eclipse, and she's going to let me bury a card for her Eclipse action, so that's cool. 3 should be enough. He has a 1 there. He only has 1 card in his Eclipse pile, so we should be able to be first player next round. So I'm just going to do that. Let's see if I was right. Yep, just 1, so that's just 2 Eclipse power. To our 3, we get to be first, and that is awesome. Okay, the first benefit I get is the turn order track, and that is to place a monolith. Oh, and I really want... I like having extra cards, so I think I'm going to do the 2 card draw. Okay, I only have 1 here, so I'm going to have to shuffle this. Okay. 2. Okay, now I get this benefit, which is to bury a card, but I just shuffled my deck. I could select her. Don't have a discard pile, but I can discard from my hand. You know, and I will. I'll take one of these tribesmen from my hand and I'll bury it. I have 2 cards buried at the moment. And the magic number is 7. You want to get to 7 if you can. Okay, so that was her ability. Now we get the abilities on the tiles, and I have a bunch. So there's a couple easy ones. I'm getting 2 points there, and 1 point from up there, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3. At 5 points now. I'm also getting those 2 idols. I'm going to go 1 up the honor track, and as you can see there, when I reach that spot, I get 2 points. And then I'm going to do 1 on the other track. Getting 2 food from that bottom spot. And then I get 2 more megaliths. And here's where things get a little bit interesting, because one of the things that you can do that I haven't mentioned yet is you can actually stack megaliths on top. So for instance, I could do something like this. Now when you do that, you get points. You get 2 points for each megalith that you're on top of that's your own, and you get 1 point for anyone that is your opponent's. And then you also get 1 point for the neutral. So actually I would get 6 points if I did that, which is very tempting, honestly. You know what? 6 points? Let's not turn down 6 points. That gets us to 13. Now we get a second one, because we are on 2 of those hexes there. There's a couple of places I could go to get 5 more points. Ooh, that might be worth it, you know. I think I could get a tribe card straight into my hand. I could get some animals. Those would all be useful, but you know what? I'm going to go for the points. Boom. So that rockets us up to 18 points to the Nomad's 1. Now that we've taken care of the board, we can take care of our personal player board. We're getting 2 points for this because we have 1 village that is adjacent to a yellow hex. Over here, we're getting a tool and an idol. And then we're getting 2 card draws. Love it. Okay, the Nomad, they get a card draw. As you can see, they're on their turn order track, but they don't do that. They never draw cards. You can see here, instead, they bury a card. And on this board up here, we have them pretty much shut down. Our village is controlling those areas where their tents are. Their other 2 tents are on glacier spaces. That's not giving them anything. So they have been shut down on the board, which is really cool. On their player board, however, they just get 2 points for each of these. They ignore what's on them. They just get 2 points for us. That's 4 points. And they're getting a tool and an idol. And there we go. That's it. That's the Eclipse phase done. And we are halfway done with the game. We're moving on to round 3, which means that we are getting rid of the Era 1 culture cards. And we're drawing from the Era 2. And we're going to put 8 out. Okay, we get to be first. Yeah, I definitely want to play that card right there. That's going to let us spend 1 of our tools. And we're going to go on top again. That's another 5 points. All the way to 25. I think that's the only culture card I want to play right now. And I'm so happy we're going first because there's definitely a sacred stone that I really have my eye on. So we're going to take our chief, go to her favorite spot. That's going to give us 2 more food. Absolutely swimming in food right now. And I would like to get 1 of those culture cards. So I need to get 3 labor. So luckily we have this crafter who will give us an extra labor when we take this action. So that's 2. Then we can just use a tribesman to get 3. That's going to be enough for a culture card. Ooh, I think, yeah, I don't mind that. On the other hand, I'm going to take this. Stargazing. Yep, we're going to take that one. And now we're going to come down here, get a sacred stone. Boom. This guy's going to give us 2 points for every one of our monolith tokens that are on top of other monolith tokens. We have 3 of them, so that's 6 points right now at the end of this round and the next round. So that's worth 12 points altogether. Now we got to spend 2 food and a tool. Lovely. And then because we were the first one to go here, we're getting a tool and a food back. And for covering that up, there is a special ability. I usually forget that. We can get a tribesperson into our discard pile. Yeah, getting more idols might be useful. I'm going to take this shaman. That goes into our discard pile. Okay. There we go. We're all done. We are right there where they want to be. So they're going to choose someplace different. Arrow says to the left. They're going right there. So they're going culture card, left, up, and a monolith. So leftmost. Oh, in fact, they are going to stack if they can. So they're going to go up there. That's going to be 2, 4, 5, 6 points for them. Okay, I'm just going to play Torchlight as my culture. That's going to get 2 tools and a food. Let's just load up. I want to get my last village out. We only need 1 tent. I could do some more, but we'll just stick with that. I just need 3 labor. Okay, so there's 2.5, 3.5. And then we'll spend 3 food. 1, 2, 3. Put out our last village. And as the bonus, we can do 1 tent. And where do we want to move this thing? Maybe over here. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, we know they're going to go there. They get a random animal. Ooh, doesn't match. And then just 2 culture cards. That's simple. Okay, I want to get my last monolith out. So I will spend a tool. Strangely, I'm going to go over here. It's going to let me bury a card and do an idol. And then, yep, let's just bury a tribesman. We haven't done very good at that. We only have 3 buried. And then this card, the stargazing card, also gives me an idol. Got up to there so I can bury another. Put another tribesman in there. Well, we could definitely do another bury there. I want to go hunting, get a couple animals, you know? Maybe get 2 animals here. Okay, so I'm going to play 1 tribesman and use 1 food to get my 2 labor. And we are going to go here. I'm going to spend 2 tools and 2 labor to get 2 animals. Now for an extra labor, I could draw 2 more onto... Yeah, okay. So we'll spend 1 extra labor here in order to do a draw. So we get a double draw. Ooh, okay. And now I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to take this guy. And now I can tap one of them. I will tap this guy. That'll give me a tool and 4 food. And there we go. Last play. Okay, they're going here. All right, so they're going to get 1 point for every tent that's on a glacier spot. They have 2, so that's 2 points. They're then going to try to build a camp. And look at that. They do have that. So we take the camp marker. I mean, a village, not a camp. They're going to do a village right there. And now normally you would take off the tents, but they always have all 5 of their tents on the board. So what you do is you draw another one of these cards, and this time you're going to move the outer ring. And now they're going to score again, but this time they've moved off one of the glacier spots, so I'm going to score 1 point. And unfortunately, 2 cards are going to go into the Eclipse pile, which means they're probably going to be first player next round. I could form my Eclipse pile, and even though I'm going to lose, I want to use this ability. So forgot to discard. So this will be my Eclipse pile. It's only going to be 1.5 strength, but I will get to do this idle action, which is really what I want to do. They reveal they have a 1 strength, 2, 3. Okay, so they crushed it on the strength. They become first player. They're going to put down a megalith. Looks like leftmost spot, and that's right here. Because they can't go up. Ooh, and that's 2 idols and a berry. They've got control of that spot, so that's 2 food. They have those 2 glaciers, and we're tied for that 1 point spot, so we both get it, so they'll get a point. But I have them beat over there, so they don't get any of that. So we have, once again, we've contained them on the board pretty well. But they have some things here. Again, they're getting 2 points for each of these, so that's 4 points. They're getting a card draw, but again, they don't do card draws. Instead, they bury a card. Getting a tool and an idol. So my Eclipse stuff, I get to draw a card. I get an idol from my shaman. And on the board, I have a ton of stuff. Got 2 points here, 2 points there, and 1 point up there. That's 5. I've got 2 idols there. And I reached the 3 point spot. I've got a 2 food spot right there, but I only have room for 1. I've maxed out my food. This is one reason to maybe get more tents on the board. And now I have these 2 megalith actions, which I am completely out of megaliths at the moment. So, one thing I haven't mentioned is that if there's an action that you can't take, or you just don't want to take it, you can always take a lesser benefit. And it's kind of outlined just here on the turn order track. So if you ever get a megalith action, you don't want to take it. Instead, you could do any of the things below. You could draw a card, do an idol, or get a resource. In this case, I think I want to draw a card. And then I have a second one. Maybe I'll do... Now I'm going to draw another card. I like having cards. So I'm going to shuffle... Okay, draw another card. Boom. Let's see, we're getting some points. We're getting 2 points there, and we're getting 6 points here. So that's 8 points. Then we're getting 3 card draws. I'm gonna have so many cards. Getting a tool and 2 idols. Yeah, let's just go all the way to the top. And that's going to be 5 more points. Done with that, we're going to move on to the final round, round 4.